Good evening. It is 12:34 a.m. Monday, 13th of July. I have some talking points that I wrote last night and also throughout the day today. And we shall talk. So, today, how did the day start? I woke up late. I was really good at it at first because it's a new environment, and I was like, yes, let's go. I'm a good girl. And then as time went on, I woke up at I started going to bed at 6 and waking up at 4, which is not good. But I think the ideal schedule for me is going to bed. I'm not gonna fix that. Is going to bed at 9 or 9 and then waking up at 5, so you get 6 hours of sleep that way. And I want the main thing is that I can work best when it's dark and no one's awake and I'm free to do my own thing. That's my prime. Okay, so I woke up at 3 or 4, or I think maybe 1, and then I stayed in bed until 3. I was still kind of upset about my Arabic class, about missing my Arabic class, and so I woke up, went to work. It's 2 hours to and fro, so I ended work at 10. I left at 10, almost exactly, and then I got here at 12 exactly. Wow, it's 2 hours exactly. And then I immediately took a shower because I was on the walk back up from the bus stop. I'm always on the verge of tears, but I was actually sobbing because it's so hard to be alive. It's so expensive, and to be alone is just not fun. It really is not fun. So I went to work. I did a few more sketches. I wasn't on top of it as I wasn't that drawy because we didn't have many customers, so it wasn't I was being kept busy. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's see the drawings I made today. That says Pilsner and Guinness 1. Okay, this is the brick wall on the inside. I started drawing it halfway and then I got busy. And this is this girl who comes to work on her laptop. She orders 2 pints and smokes and writes. And she was at the same seat as my mysterious black dress girl the other day, the really beautiful one. And I like this brand of woman who I'm writing, don't bother me. I like that. And then, you know what I realized? I work here. I've met the bartender here because I realized he told me that he asked me how long it takes to get there, and I said 2 hours. Do you notice that I trip over my words when I'm okay, I don't want that. Let's calm down. 2 hours, I said, and then I said actually I applied to the other. It's a conglomerate, and I applied to the other one, and then he said that he used to be there, and then I said, oh, do you know this old ass Indian dude? And then it came back to me. I met the both of them together when I would get a little bit drunk and then use that as a opportunity to harass everyone around me, to get all of the dirt out of me. And what I mean by that is this. There are that pause. There are complexes that I have. So I see the thing, or I see something inside of me, and I desperately want to get it out or do something with it. So what I did for a period of time in my life was basically go out as much as possible, meet as many people as possible, and offload this dirt onto them, and take on the shape or the character of this archetype that was so distasteful to me. An example of that is, I feel like even saying it will sort of like bring a darkness over my life, because it really did bother me for a time period. But let's postpone that for later. Well, I decided in my mind whether it's a good idea to rehash it. And yes, I realized that I met the bartender before because I talked to him, I think. Like, I have a very faint memory. It came to me as soon as I was there. For dinner, I didn't finish drawing my... Was it hofan? There's a fish cake there and a piece of chicken. It was quite good. Like, all free food when you're poor is good. I'm just accumulating more of this. Like, they just keep handing it to me and I take it. This is someone's order. There's one more. Where did it go? I have my tea here, peppermint tea. I drink it every night to calm me down, calm the anxiety. But I think I really am anxious about spilling it. But it's okay, even if it does spill, it's peppermint with no sugar in it, so it'll make the room smell nice, I think. I don't want to spill it. And then in the first half of the day, I kept messing up the table numbers. This other girl started her shift and it was immediately mayhem because everyone was giving orders to the wrong table. So that's me writing it down and using that to refer. Okay, now let's get to talking points. Well, this is what I wrote as soon as I stopped filming last night. Or this morning. Okay. Talking to people with a soul makes me feel wasted. Okay, what I mean by that, do you remember that insane girl that I told you about? It was just like the way I felt like I could be myself and express things around her, contrasted with this like repression and like stifled feeling I have when I think about how I should be. And that is what I'm trying to get rid of, this idea of how I should be in a society, because I'm afraid that if I don't act like everyone else around me, what will happen? It's a deep fear from adolescence. Now it's a habit. It's not like I don't feel the need to be like everyone else around me, but because it's a habit, this is not just for me, this is for everyone, I think. When you're growing up, you want to not stand out. But talking to some people who are like, I'm gonna say this, okay? The racial complex is strong with this one, and it's not my fault. Like, when I was 7, on my first day of primary school, I was made conscious of my race for the first time, and I came back home and I told my mom that and I made fun of Indian people in front of her. So it's not my fault. It was made obvious to me in a negative light. And I think, and when I was talking about the exorcism thing, that was a big part of what I was trying to exercise, this like notion of race in the first place. So when I talk to Chinese people and they actually have like a soul and they actually are like friendly and polite and talk about like things that I think about, I'm like, wow, I feel so wasted, because how come I feel like I can't feel like this all the time? Like, I can't feel confident and open enough all the time to not worry about who I'm talking to and what, and altering my speech patterns for the target demographic. Do you know what I mean? There is like, what is it called? Like code switching, and then there's what makes me feel like a fake bitch. I don't like to code switch. I don't like doing anything like that. I don't want to do that. I don't know. I just wrote it down because it's a thing that I thought and I felt like I should share that. This feels like Alcoholics Anonymous, but like Overthinkers Anonymous. That's cute. Overthinkers Anonymous. I need to learn how to chill. Like, when I have free time, instead of like, I think it's being in this state of like lack and anxiety that makes those periods of like an anxiety so empty, because like For example, right now, while looking for a job, I could use the pressure. I can feel myself using this pressure to really like get better at things and push myself. But I can always like push harder and use it to actually do the things that I want. Like I know a little bit of a lot of languages, but if I really like force myself to write an essay a day on the bus, 2 fucking hours you have, um, and like a little bit in Spanish, a little bit in French, Latin vocab, it's so easy because you already know and you can slowly build on it. Being good about waking up, that's next. I did talk about that. I just want to be really good about my sleep, and I just want to do that, but what can I do about it? I have a shift tomorrow at 7 a.m. I don't know why I do this to myself, but listen, I'm not staying up. I'm not. I don't care. I'm forcing myself to go to sleep. Even if right now that means I'm going to like do crazy things and make myself really tired, or like fucking running around, I don't know, cleaning everything, doing something mentally strenuous, like force myself to read a whole book. Actually, I could do that, and then yeah, okay. And then Indian hair is the most bought. So on the market, like when people buy wigs and stuff and like real human hair, isn't it so weird to feel that a part of you is like dissected and commodified? Because like, oh no, my incense ran out. Ever since I was a child, people would say weird things. Yeah, like Indian people have really nice big eyes and eyelashes and nice long hair. These are all like positive characteristics. These are positive traits. This is a good thing. You're cute, you're attractive. But there's something really sinister about like being, like I said, dissected in each part of that. Like why is it the most sought after and the most bought? But there's something, it's only when like all of these words are swimming around. I don't know how to express this. Let's try to express it. The value that you have is demand, is based on demand. And I don't know why I thought, I mean, yeah, I guess it was just a passing thought, and I thought it was like interesting. Indian hair is the most bought worldwide. Like, wow. But also, I know part of my making Singapore less dirty for me endeavor is to just completely ignore everything racist and disgusting and just tunnel vision. Um, Downside of that, of course, is that no, there is no downside. I was gonna say that you're not living in the culture that you are in, but that doesn't have to be the culture that I experience. Like, I do not have to give a shit. The culture that I live in can be like freer and more chill, and I can do whatever the fuck I want because I was born here, and I don't have to care about how Chinese or scrubbed the country feels because I'm here now and everything is for me. Okay, when I was younger, this racial complex, like I said, was really like forced on me. I really thought about it a lot. And I think that's why I travel so much because when I leave, I feel like I can really be myself. But now that staying for a longer time abroad right now is a bit not feasible, I'm going to forge. Like, do you remember what I said? Like, okay, if I can't make way, I'll fucking carve it with my bare fucking hands. And that is making Singapore everything for me. Like, why run away? I was born here, bitch. Yeah. Everything that you want to be in America and London, everything that you think that you can be or that you will be, you can be here. Like you're upset that you won't get hit on in the supermarket like you will in London. Can I say something? Men in South London are so cute. They'll be like, excuse me, miss. Okay. It's okay if that doesn't happen here. Why is it okay? It's a different country. I'm here for a reason and a season. That is to make money. That is the thing that I told myself the first time I came back from Australia. And then I got really sad again because I realized that my relationship with coming back home in the first place was fake and based on like money. But why is that fake? You see, this is a common thread, like I said yesterday too, about money and fakeness. I came back because I ran out of money. Now time to earn money in a place that I hate. And time to remove the hatred because I don't want to be bitter about it. Like I can forge something new and live my life to the fullest extent. That is the whole point. I want to live it fully. I don't want to be like, oh, but I'm here, you know? I want to live absolutely fully. And I can do that. It would just take like, I feel going on here, it's alchemizing, but I want to be like conscious about it. I'm gonna move this lamp once again. Is that nicer? Kind of hurts the side of my eye. Okay, what was our sign? What was I saying? What is the best use of my time? Writing every day. Okay, that thing I saw about this guy who writes an essay every day in his target language. It's like, think about what is the best use of my time. For example, if I'm not working in this fucking Irish pub for the longest time, at most for this month, and then, done. But what is the best use of my time? For example, I have from now until 12 the absolute like most optimal thing that I can do is do the fundraiser thing that I was talking about. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just be more on it. But like, obviously, that's an obvious goal that everyone will have. I just have like how? It will require a lot of brain power. Not something you don't have. Make it fun, you know? Like, if I say it just requires discipline, that sounds really fucking boring and I will not want to do it. But discipline doesn't have to be boring. It can be, everything can be your own shape. You know what I mean? This is, I got this matcha bread. I want to try it. This is something, okay. This is something that I struggle with. Not really struggle, it's just like a mental thing. What I want to do versus what I think I should do. What you think you should do should not even be a consideration. Like, you know, I remember I had a conversation once with a lecturer at LaSalle, and we're talking about like personal branding, and I said something like, yeah, but I can't be entirely myself on LinkedIn or in front of employers. And she was like, why can't you? And then I was like, because then they won't hire me. And she was like, no, that's not true. And that's when it all clicked. Like, you see yourself and the things you do as separate. That's why. What did I say just before this? Why did I come to here? I don't know. But I'll watch this back. It's 20 minutes so fast. That's crazy. What you do should not be separate from what you are. who you are, what you are. Like, for example, I'm working at this pub to get money for rent. Because I'm just waiting for stuff to happen. But if I see myself as separate from this thing, that is why I feel so divorced from reality. Like, okay, I applied for this job because I want a job. That is an action that I did. What does that say about my personality? I like fast money. I like easy work. I don't use my brain. What else? Like, I'm obviously worried that that will make me sound dumb, but like, it doesn't make me sound dumb because I'm not dumb. Like, I know that. Choose where your ego applied matters. I've been obsessed with watching these Kanye West interviews. I think I talked about it before. Situation 1. This is like the fourth time in a row I'm talking about, fourth video in a row I'm talking about this. Situation 1. Someone you went with says, did you, like, implies that I'm using a shampoo. Situation 2. Everything I do is important because it's what I do, it's my life. In situation 2, the fact that it's me, my ego, I am. This is mine. These are my actions and they matter to me because I am at the forefront of everything I do. This is when your ego matters. Situation 1. Did you use my fucking shampoo, bitch? This is where the ego does not matter. Okay, whatever, goodbye. Water, ducks back. And that the absence of ego here helps you avoid conflict. And it's just not important, right? You don't have to think about what you are when someone accuses you of something. Oh my god. You don't have to think about what you are when somebody accuses you wrongly of anything. You're lazy, you're stupid, you're because what did I say? You don't have to what? Because when someone accuses you of something, because I don't care about what I am in front of you. I don't care about what you say that I am. Boom. Boom. Oh, okay. It really does not matter. I think I've always been a very timorous, anxious child, worrying about what everyone thought of me. But like something shifted in the last few years, and then I realized that it's more harmful than good to really give a shit because it keeps you from confronting the truth always, and that is a universal truth for everyone. It's not just my, like, everybody growing up will care to a certain extent, and then at a certain point you will divorce yourself from the herd and be like, this is stupid. That's what's happening. That's okay. And then why was okay? So after work, 2 fucking hours in the bus, I was listening to some Kanye West, and then I came home, and then I was staying with my dad, and I told you about my dad's charity and how he just loves throwing money at everyone. Growing up, he I really liked my dad. Like, actually, like, I would wait for him, stay up, for him to come home, just be like, okay, and then I go to sleep. I think that maybe he just didn't. He just loves giving me money, okay? And I'll always be like, no, because again, this whole thing about caring what people think of me. Money is such a bad issue in my house because it's always used to pit people against each other. Like when my parents got divorced, my mom would say, or even before, my mom would say, make him spend as much money as you can on you. It's a way to like get back at him or something like that. Or just make sure that you know that I'm being taken care of. But then she would also make me feel guilty about it. She'd say, um, and also he was supposed to pay child support, and that too was weaponized. My mom would say he never paid it, and my dad would say that he paid her extra a lot, and then the amount of money he would dish out, it seems to contradict. But the thing is, I never knew what was the truth. I don't know either of their financial situations. I have no idea. All I know is that I was a child and I was made to think that I could not, that I was a monster if I took money from either of them, if I lived in my mom's house, because I just seep resources. That's what a child does, we know that. But the idea in my head, it burrowed and it nestled. So I called my dad the other day and I said, hey, and I told you that he was like, yeah, we can talk about what you need or money you need in a completely flat tone. I haven't talked to him in about a year because I called him for the first time in my entire life to ask him for money last year. All I said was, I need a favor. And he sighed really heavily, and that put me off entirely because I do not like asking people for anything. Ego? Maybe. Yeah, because I was taught that you can't ask for money, that you can't depend on people. But I was seeing all these ideas of family online and daughters who ask for money so happily from the fathers, and the fathers give it so happily because you're my daughter and I want to take care of you. And I thought I could ask just this one time, but that sigh put me off so much that I just hung up. And I never talked to him for a year after that because it made me feel so dirty. Dirty, again, money dirty. Um, and then just to think about, like, do you remember how I told you that I want to be seen as like miskeen, like you're a noodle with a face? There's only so many ways you can interact with the world, seeing as your nature is this. Think about like your affection for your parents when you're a child is real. There's nothing more real than that. Like I read that you don't even see yourself as a separate being from your mother until a certain age. So to have like this is not just me. I've seen like memes about this online. Parents sometimes villainize their children and make them seem like my own parents call me manipulative in front of like my teachers and stuff. But this is like I'm not like, oh my god, I'm so pressed. This is common enough, but it made me feel so hurt because I know that I'm not expecting to be like coddled by my dad after not talking to him for a year. But the whole miscommunication, that money is all you want from me, it just hurts me so bad. Cause I want like bonds. I want them close. I want people around me. But I don't know if I know how to give people support without money. I don't know if I know how to be close to other people. Since since I have a lot of time nowadays when I'm coming home, at least 2 hours back and forth anywhere. Um, I was thinking this the other day. Like, I think to the point where it makes me cry for no fucking reason. I don't think I know how to love. I don't think I've ever been in love. I don't think I'm capable of it. Because what is love? Like, I felt like affection. Like, for my friends, like, you're so kind to me. You're so sweet. You're so nice. I love you. I want to be around you all the time. But anything more than that, like, I was taught to never depend on another person or to ask of anything of another person. So where does that leave me when it comes to human relationships? Girl, I know. Like, I have friendships. I invite Ria over. I want to hang out with her all the time. I feel pricey when I ask her for things. But men and money and honesty and authenticity and affection and sexual feelings, all of it doesn't, like, all of these are moving parts that does not add up to anything. They are not moving parts to a single thing either. They're just sort of, you know, like the DVD thing that bounces off. They're like that, but there's no containment. Ooh, sorry, I just became aware that this is all there is. Yes. So, do with that what you will. What am I gonna do? I've been meaning to paint a new scrapbook. Maybe I have to organize my life right now. I'll do my calendar first. And then I'll do the fundraiser poster and movie. And then what will I do? I need to clean my room. See what I have to do on my tracker. It is 13. So I missed doing the tracker for 3 days because I was so frazzled about money. Not good. I think I drank water at least 3 times a day though. Workout, I might as well have been working out the way I was walking. Arabic practice, I didn't do that. Artist way, I didn't do that. My TEFL and my basic theory for my driving, I didn't do that. I really want to though. My 3 goals by the time December comes around is get my TEFL, get my driver's license, and save at least $20,000 to fuck off again. Inshallah. But then I'd have to earn like at least 25 because like 4,000 of that is going to go to rent. I still haven't uploaded the vlogs I wanted to. I'll upload that too. Okay. This, I don't know how to feel about this. It has this like aftertaste. It's much in white chocolate. Japanese bakeries are always so disappointing to me. Okay, I'm gonna go. Before I start another racist tirade against another ethnicity. No, I'm joking.